What up, all you worship peoples? Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Nate Meist, and I love equipping worship leaders with helpful and encouraging content. And today we're going to be going over a brand new one by Hillsong called That's the Power. Let's get into it. So a new one by Hillsong, That's the Power. Another proclaiming song like the last tutorial I did. We are proclaiming the power in the name of Jesus. And it's almost like their new version of What a Beautiful Name. It focuses on that power that we have in His name and calling upon that name and how our God is victorious and how He's pressing forward and He's on our side and all these very, incredible proclamations that we are making about our God and about the power in His name. So, yeah, it's a very proclaiming song, I would say. That's my Y word for this song. And as always, it is very praisy. It drives me crazy, to be honest with you. As always, there are three things we're going to be going over in this video today. The first thing are the key and capo placements, the key that I'm playing it in, the original key, the key that you can play it in, and using your capo to do that. The second thing we're going to look at is a universal strumming pattern that you can use for this entire song. And the third thing we're going to go over are the chords for each section of this song. As I play through each section, I'm going to have these handy chord diagrams up here in the upper right-hand corner. So if you need to pause the video and look at my finger placement and study what kind of chord I'm playing for that particular section, you can do that. I've also timestamped this video, so if you want to fast forward to a particular section like the chorus or the bridge, it's really easy to do that. You just hover your mouse or click, if you're using a device, on the time bar of the video, and you're able to see the different sections that I have created in this tutorial. Alright, so key and capo placement. This song was originally recorded in the key of B flat. Which, if you wanted to play in the original key, that would mean that you would put your capo on the 3rd fret bar, or the space before the 3rd fret bar, if you're using a capo that's like not as intense as this Kaiser capo. In other words, I put these Kaiser capos right on the fret bar so that they don't bend my strings and put my tuning out of whack. But anyway, 3rd fret, and then in the G position. If you play it in the G position, which I am going to show you today, you'll be in the originally recorded key. For me, I messed around with the keys and I found that the key of A, which is just a half step down from the original key, is really good for me. So that would mean that I'm putting my capo on the 2nd fret and playing once again in the G position. And now I'm in the key of A, just a half step lower than the original key, and that really puts it in a nice range for my voice. I can really belt the chorus, and there is one ad-lib that he sings that I wanted to kind of be able to mimic, and putting it in this key allows me to do that. It's in the chorus, and maybe we'll hit that later on in the video. If you wanted to do it in a lower key, you could go to fret number 1, and now you would be in either G sharp or A flat. And you could also just take the capo completely off, and you would be in the key of G. Especially being that this is the G position that I'm going to show you. So without a capo on and playing in this position, and with standard tuning, this is the key of G, naturally. You could also go higher. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but you could go higher by putting your capo on fret number 4. You would be in the key of B, using the same positional chords that I'm going to show you today. And going up another half step, you could be in the key of C. So those are kind of, a couple different keys that you could play in using the chords that I'm about to show you today. And a capo. So what you would do is you would just download your chord chart in the key of G and use your capo for whatever key that you want to play in that I just showed you. All right, let's look at this universal strumming pattern that I mentioned earlier that can get you through the entire song. Obviously you have to use dynamics with the strumming pattern. You can't use the same level of intensity in every single section. So you're going to have to change that, and you're going to see how I adapt this strumming pattern to the various sections as we play through it. But let me show you the gist of it now. I'm going to play it at normal speed, and then we're going to slow it down. So 1, I'm in the wrong key. So Capo 2, we're in the key of A. G position. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to mute all the strings and I'm going to slow it down for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, 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 down. All right, the intro. Let's play through this. I have kind of tweaked the chords from the chord chart that I'm using. They say that the intro and the verses have like this pattern that goes, E minor over D, and then C major 7. I'm going to do an E minor 7, a D sus 4, and a C 2. And basically to make it easier for you guys, it's going to be a lot easier to play this way. So let's go through this intro. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the first verse there. All right, verse 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a name that levels mountains, carves out highways through the sea. I've seen His power unravel battles right in front of me. There's a faith that stands defiant, sends Goliath to his knees. I've seen His praise unravel shackles right off my feet. 'Cause that's the power. And then it goes into the chorus there. All right, chorus number 1. 1, 2, 3. 'Cause that's the power that I claim. Just a mention makes a way. Giants fall and strongholds break. There is healing. That's the power that I claim. It's the same that rolled the grave. There's no power like the mighty name of Jesus. And then it goes into the instrumental there. So for that instrumental, after chorus number 1, you're just going to play what I already showed you for the intro of the song. It's the same as the turnaround, or the instrumental, if you want to call it that, after this first chorus. All right, verse 2. For this verse, we're going to be playing the exact strumming pattern, but we're going to be palm muting it to give it some dynamics. Palm muting just means that you rest this portion of your palm lightly over the strings down here above what's called the saddle of the guitar, that white bar. So as you rest your palm there, you're going to get this sound, or you should get this sound. Don't press too hard because then you won't get any sound at all. But if you do it right, it can really create some energy and some great dynamics as you play through the song, and it will give you a lot of power to go into this next chorus. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a hope that calls out courage. In the furnace, unafraid. daring expectation that every prayer I make is on an empty grave. And then into the chorus, second chorus there. All right, chorus number 2. We're going to play this one with a little bit more intensity now. If you listen to the album, the whole band is in here, full drum beat. So let's play with a little bit more energy. So 1, 2, 3. 'Cause that's the power of your name. Just a mention makes a way. Giants fall and strongholds break. There is healing. That's the power that I claim. It's the same that wove the grave. There's no power like the mighty name of Jesus. And then into the instrumental here on G, which is going to carry you into the bridge. All right, so now we're in the instrumental. That'll take you into the bridge. It's a 4-bar instrumental, which basically just means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the chord chart says that we stay on G here. So we just like play that G. But I want to give you a little something to spice things up here for this instrumental. Because if you listen to the album version, they are doing some cool stuff with the guitar, the electric guitars overlaying, kind of over this G chord. But I want to show you how to play that with just an acoustic guitar. So this is how I would approach that instrumental, that short instrumental right before the bridge. So just look at these chord diagrams here and it's going to show you what I'm playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into the bridge. All right, the bridge, again, same strumming pattern. We kind of have to play it lightly for the first half of this bridge to give it some dynamics. And then I'm going to palm mute the second half to give it some energy. So let's see what that looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I see you taking ground. I see you press ahead. Your power is dangerous to the enemy's hand. You still do miracles. You will do what you said. For you're the same God now as you've always been. Your spirit breaking out, your kingdom moving in. Your victory claims the ground that the enemy had. You still do miracles. You will do what you said. For you're the same God now as you've always been. And then to the chorus there. All right, and then after that bridge, it's going to go into another chorus, just like the second chorus that I already taught you. Same energy, it's kind of a full band kind of feel, except this time they're going to tag the last line of the chorus twice instead of once. So why don't we play through those tags, and because the first one they play is full energy and the second one is a lot softer. So let's play those 2 tags and see how that sounds. So 1, 2, 3. There's no power like the mighty name of Jesus. There's no power like the mighty name of Jesus. There you have it, guys. That is our tutorial for today. That's The Power by Hillsong Worship, a new release by them. We looked at a key and capo placement when playing through the song, the key that I'm playing it in. We looked at a universal strumming pattern that you can use over the entire song, and we looked at all the chords as we played through each section of this song. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, why don't you give this video a like? It helps out a ton, and maybe even subscribe so that you don't miss future worship tutorials. I'll see you guys in the next one.